this is the weather we've got here at the moment. It's 2 below and boy is it cold. But I'm still holding 5 degrees in the pond. The pond's still holding up to 5 degrees, so that's not too bad. I expected it to be a little bit worse. It really is surprising what a difference them covers make. But we've got a right old frosty cold morning this morning. Really cold. They give it coming milder, so I can't wait for that. But it is really cold here this morning. Oh, I say beware. Okay guys, I thought I'd just give you a quick look at what I've been doing, being as I haven't released any videos lately. I have been busy. We bought a new cooker and one of them new induction hobs, and the wife wanted all the splashback tiling, so I've been busy doing all this so that basically I don't have to do it when the pond season's underway. So I've tiled all the back, put a new backsplash in, fitted the new oven, all new sockets, and that's what I've been up to. So I've got loads of brownie points, I've got all this done, so I'm quite pleased with that. I've got all that done and that's that job out of the way. What else I've been doing is I've got the Alpha Grog out, and basically what I'm doing is drying it off and bagging it up. I'm just letting it dry off in the breeze that comes down that path. Just drying it out and then bagging it up. I shall want to sell that. I'll work out how much I've got and I shall want to sell that. I don't need it now. I won't be using the trickle filter, so I will be looking to sell that. I've got quite a bit, I think. I'll work out how much I've got and let you guys know if anybody's interested. Well guys, as you can see, I've got the top of the pond up today. It's a little bit sunnier and a touch warmer. I think if we go and have a look, I hope you can see that, we've got about just above 8 degrees. So it's 8 degrees today, a little bit warmer, so I've got the top of the pond up. And the fish seem quite lively actually, for it only being, there's about 6.5 in there I think. We'll nip and have a look. But as you know, it's very difficult to make a video about a pond in the winter, especially if you don't have any heating or anything like that happening. Last year I was able to make videos for the simple reason that my pond was heated. Yeah, we've got 6.6 in the pond, but there's not a lot happening this year as I've got no heat on the pond. Everything's running as normal, running well. Good flow through the RDF. Everything's all good in there. So that's all good. I've just got the bag out. What I was actually doing, I shut this because it's quite noisy with it open. But I've got the bag out there. I'm going to put it on the end of that return from the Backy River. And what I'm going to do is get the watering can and just flush it out. It's been a while since I've done it, so I'm just going to blast a bit of water through it using the watering can, pond water obviously, just to flush it out, see if there's any dirt in there. So what I'm going to do is pop this bag here on the end. Oops, I've got some bits of media in there, don't want that in there. Pop this bag on the end of the pipe, just pull it up a little bit so it's facing upwards. Slip that bag over there so it'll catch any dirt that comes from the river. Now I'm going to fill the watering can up from the pond, whip these lids off, fill the watering can up from the pond and just pour quickly some water through it. Okay guys, that's got the lids off. So just to give it a bit of a clean, basically, a bit of a clean out. So I'm just going to get the watering can. I've got a watering can here full of pond water, and I'm going to pour it from a great height, or as high as I can, to flush up any dirt that's settled in there. Well, as you can see, there's not a lot showing. That's because it's getting clean water from the RDF all the time, so there's not a lot of dirt being passed into there. We'll try a bit on this one. And as you can see, there's very little coming up at all. We'll just give the end one a little bit of a flush out. See if we can stir any dirt up in there. That watering can's quite heavy actually, but that'll soon flush that away now, so it'll soon clear, but very little, just a little bit of dust. But the proof will be in the bag, so we'll just give that a minute and then check on the bag. As you can see, the bag is inflating, so there is dirt in there. So what I'll do, once I think that's finished, is whip this bag off, if I can. I shall take that off in a moment. There is dirt in there, so we did a little bit of good. That'll just keep the river free from mudding up. So we'll whip that out now and see what we caught. Yeah, there's a bit of dirt in there. We've flushed a little bit of dirt out. So that's given the river a good clean out. Take that, and there we go guys. The media Cypherac's all nice and clean again. I think that just keeps it, like I say, from getting muddy, from mudding up. But that's all looking nice and clean again. Just for that quick swell out. Like I say, I'll do it once or twice through the summer, just to stop any build-up of mud in there. But great stuff, just seems to work a treat. I shall now, I have the outflow. This is the outflow from the river. As you can see, it does help to circulate the media, so if I put that back down where it should be, that will now start to circulate that media again, because it had sort of built up there without that flow on. That's now circulating all the media again, so all is working in the moving bed. So we can shut that up. It is quite a bit noisy with that up actually. It's quite surprising how that does keep the noise down, that top. And I do have the hose connected up to my RDF. This is just to give the drum a clean, kill off any bacteria. As you know, the tap water will kill off the bacteria. You're not actually putting the water into your pond water because most of it's taken out by the gully, so you're getting about 95% of it taken away, so you're getting very little tap water in there, and it only triggers about, at the moment, about once an hour at the most, so it's getting very little tap water in there to do any damage. Now I can show you the tap water working on the drum. I'll just start the cycle. And that is we've got quite a good water pressure here, so that works really well. But, that's the tap water working on the drum, and it gives it a good clean. Just cleans it off the tree. The mesh is starting to look like new again, and it's only been on this morning, about half a day, so it's done 3 cycles, maybe 4, and it's keeping that drum clean. A treat, really is working well. Quite pleased with that. I don't know whether you can see down the bottom there, but I did have the inflow. I've got 2 40mm inflows, as you know, and it was blasting straight into the drum. Well, what was happening was, with the water coming into the drum so swift, it was swirling round and the dirt was coming back out and settling in this chamber here. And what a lot of people do with their, whether they've bought an RDF retail or made their own, they put air stones in there to stop the dirt settling in there. But what I've done is, I don't know whether you can see them actually, but I have got two 90-degree bends on the end of them 40mm inlets, and I can just fit them in, and it keeps the water swirling in this end of the RDF. It just keeps the water and the bottom, they're facing towards the bottom, it keeps it all swirling, and I get no settlement of dirt in there whatsoever, which the water flowing into the drum is a lot less turbulent and allows the dirt to settle a lot more. So it does settle a lot more in there. Now I've got them two 90 ends on it, so that does work really well. I'm quite pleased with that. I don't have my heater on the pond this year for one good reason. It was very expensive to run. You'll have seen it last year. I had a 3 kilowatt heater on the pond and kept it to about 12 degrees, 10 to 12 degrees, and it worked really well. But the trouble was, it was costing me about £2 a day, which soon mounts up. So it was a very expensive way of actually heating the pond. I shall have to look for something cheaper, airflow or something like that, but it was a very expensive way of doing it, so I've not got it on the pond this year. Hence that the poor old fish are a little bit colder this year. But I shall through this summer have a look and see if I can do something else for them. But running that 3 kilowatt heater was just too expensive. It was between £2 and £2.50 a day to run, which is, I don't know, 17 quid a week, 18 quid a week, which is quite a lot of money. Added on your winter bill as well, which is more expensive anyway. So I will be trying to look for something a little bit cheaper this year probably. Another little job I want to get done, which I mentioned before, I want to tidy all them wires up that's coming out from the box, from the control box. I want to get all them tidied up because they do look a mess. So I shall get them done now. Another little job I can do during the winter. I'll just get them sorted out. And there we go guys, that's got them tidied up. Looks a lot better. Another little job out of the way. A lot of these jobs are only 2-minute jobs, and this is a good time of year to get them done. I have got a little bit of algae showing in the pond, so I don't know whether you can remember me. Most of you will know I fitted this supposed algae killer during the summer, which is supposed to kill the algae off, but to be honest I didn't think it was going to work when I fitted it. But I thought I'd just let you guys know, we'll give it a try and try to find out. I'll put it to the test, and to be quite honest, don't waste your money. It's not done a thing for my pond. I did do my pond with cloverleaf as usual, which killed all the algae off, and I thought if I do that, the algae shouldn't come back if this is run on a regular basis. And to be quite honest, I find it a total rip-off, if I speak my mind. I know there are one or two out there that swear by them, but to be quite honest, I think if you switch yours off, you'll find you don't get a lot of difference. I don't think that's made any difference to my pond whatsoever. That's just my opinion, but sorry, I think they're a rip-off. I remember years ago buying something like this that you put on your actual water supply to soften your water. They was a water softener. They said then that they were a water softener because they put a magnetic current into the flow. They softened your water. But I can't see what that's got to do with killing algae. I really can't. But I thought I'd give it a try. They was boasting on the internet that it was a fantastic tool, so I'll give it a try, and I've given it a good try. It's been on there, oh god, about 9 months I suppose, and to be quite honest, my opinion of it is I'm going to switch it off and chuck it out. It is rubbish. So there we go guys, that's all the Backy River, all the tops back on and closed down, and hopefully I won't have anything to do to that for another 3 or 4 months, I think, probably more. There's no real work to do on the river, so the sooner summer's here, the sooner we'll see just what sort of a difference that makes. That'll be very interesting. I can't wait for the warmer weather to come. They're still giving us plenty of cold weather on the way, so it's not going to be yet. I hate the winter. There's nothing you can do in the winter, it's terrible. And this is why, like I say, I've not had the heater on my pond this year, so there's not a lot happening, I'm afraid. But there you go. That's the pond world. Let's just pray for warmer weather. The pond, I hope you can see, is up to 8 degrees. I've got 8 degrees there at the moment. So I've obviously whipped the tops up on that so that they're getting a bit of fresh air. I have done a little bit of a water change. I've dropped about 2 inches of water off and given them some nice fresh water. So that's another couple of little jobs done. So I'm having a good day here today. I'm getting quite a bit done. Well guys, I've got it all bagged up. All the alpha grogs all bagged up. I did buy 60 kilograms of it. So if anybody's interested, it's all nice and clean. It only did about 2 months, 3 months work at the most. But it's all nice and clean. It's all dried off and been bagged up. So if anybody's interested, just give me a shout. You know my email. Just let me know, make me an offer. I do want to sell it. So like I say, if you're interested, drop me a line. Well guys, it's cold and wet here at the moment now. It's just decided to rain. So all that's left to say is do take care, thanks for watching, and as always, happy ponding.